Hello, welcome to the No Rest for the Vivid podcast. My name is Claire Hill. I am a self-belief coach and founder of the Vivid Business Club. It's my job to help you to 10x your self-belief in 7 steps to enable you to overcome your doubt and grow a magically successful business. Not only making it possible, making it inevitable. Boom. It's like I've rehearsed that. I know what I'm selling now. Today, I am live streaming again on Instagram as I record this. And I am recording right now. You are either watching me on YouTube or you are listening to me in your ear rolls podcast style. So I'm getting myself about a bit. But this episode is going to be so good. You need to listen to it. Now, if you get a lot of impact and loads from this episode, I'd love you to go and do 2 really generous things. Number 1, subscribe or follow, depending on where you get your podcasts. That makes it so possible for me to get really good guests on. And tomorrow I am interviewing Gay Hendricks, the author of Your Big Leap Year, as well as, it's because I'm researching, I'm busy getting prepped for tomorrow, The Big Leap. Such a big day tomorrow. So that comes from having a podcast that people subscribe to and follow. So the more subscribes and follows that I get, the bigger the guest, the more value you get, the more reassurance you have that everything is going to be okay. Because definitely a focus of the podcast moving forward is always being about sharing the stories of how people have faced their fear and done it anyway. But I really want to add more stories about the messy middle. The elements of telling your story of your business when it sucked. Because we've all been there. We've all been in that situation where we thought, I just got to hold on one more minute. I just got to hold on one more day and everything's going to be okay. Because right now I just want to give up on everything. At the moment, it feels totally impossible. I'm just going to try and hold on for one more day. And then bang. We're pushing that boulder up that hill, aren't we? And one day the boulder will just fall down the other side and it'll be easy. But we can make it easy now. So that's the first thing I'd like you to do, subscribe and follow. Second, if you are listening on Spotify, very easy for you to rate this podcast. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts, and fancy adding a few words, because that would be really, really generous, especially if you've listened for ages. I would love it if you could go and review. And if you are a Vivid Business Club member, I would love it even more. I might actually ask you very nicely, please, very much, please, go and review it on Apple. So I've got some words there. And then the algorithm will love it and etc. etc. Right, let's get comfy before we head into this one. This is about the behaviours behind a rich mindset. Because it's all well and good. You can have that belief, and I contradict that actually. I don't believe you can just wake up one day and be like, oh, I believe in myself. It's all you need, isn't it? That's what people say. It's all you need, believing in yourself. But what if things change? The thing that you are working towards has changed, or life gets in the way. How do you believe in yourself then? What if the foundations of your life weren't as strong as other people's, and you have to build them up first before you can go on to believe in yourself? But self-belief is multifaceted. It's not just, I believe in myself that I can tie my shoelaces. But to be fair, it should be as easy as I can believe I can tie my shoelaces as well as get £1 million in the bank. Because all it takes is behaviours to lead up to that situation, and planning and strategy. But more than anything, it's about mindset. And the only way that you can build that mindset up is to build the confidence and the trust in your ability to reach that goal. And the only way you do that is by layering up the behaviours. So my question to you is, what are the behaviours? And if you're watching on Instagram and you want to get involved, I love it. What are the behaviours of a rich person? What do they do differently to someone who hasn't got as much money, or money doesn't flow as easily and freely to them? I hate saying skin, poverty, poor, that they just don't have as much money as they hope to have yet. So if you are watching this, I'd love it if we had some audience participation. That's it. What are the behaviours of someone who is rich? I'm going to start with this. When we pull this apart, it's not about they can just go to the shops and they spend whatever they want, okay? And they buy really expensive things. Like, I see myself as rich and I don't spend lots of money on shizzle. Like, I buy my clothes from Vinted. I live in I think my house is massive actually, because where I grew up, it is a freaking mansion. I live in a mansion compared to where I used to live. It's more than enough space for me, my husband and my son and my cat and my dog. And I've got that. I've got access to a car and I can get myself wherever I want. What was my point? I've lost my thread there. Behaviours. Oh my God, I've just literally lost my thread. It's because Instagram streaming, I got distracted. What was it that I was saying? Belief behaviours. Oh yeah, spending loads of money. I don't believe that just spending loads of money is necessarily a rich mindset, because actually some people that don't have enough money are spending too much, aren't they? They're not bringing in the money. They're not making money as easily as they can. So I want you to go beyond that. I want you to think outside of the box. Simple behaviours that you can implement into your life right now that would enable a rich mindset. Okay. Now, for those, if you're already thinking, oh, what would you do if you were rich? That's not what I want you to do. I want you to think, what are the behaviors of a rich mindset? Okay. Number one, a rich mindset, the behavior is all about gratitude. So if you want to embody the belief that you are rich, then be grateful for everything you have right now. If you're watching this on a phone, I know I've said this a million times before, I'm going to repeat myself, I don't care. If you're watching this on a phone, or you're listening to this on a phone, or you're listening to it on a laptop, then you're rich. Think about how many people in the world don't have the access to that communication. The fact that you've got a roof over your head, you're rich. Be grateful for the basics that you might take for granted. Clean water. The other day, me, my husband, and my son, I invented the game, Bank the Wins. So I'd love this for you to try this at home and see if it works for you too. And I had started off, so I got my son's quite trained in this, totally brand new really to my husband. You think he would absorb it, the fact that he lives with me, but no. Just noticed my plugs are in the shop. Let's move that out of the way. I'm decorating my office in Easter, and it's just gonna look so good, so good. Anyway, so we sat around the table, and I banked a really simple win. I was like, I banked this really warm dinner, and then Jackson banked, I think, the blue sky, and then my husband went, my family. I was like, okay, you're not really getting it, but let's go round again. And the point of the game was we had to go in a circle and take turns to bank the wins. Now, my husband, obviously, banking that he has banking his family is great, but what I wanted him to do is I love the fact that I've got a family to come home to, really being specific. You can be generally grateful for loads of stuff, but sometimes you can't feel it as much. Well, we've got to start somewhere, I suppose. Maybe I'm being too harsh. I probably am. So we go around in circles and we banked the wins in turn. By the end of it, my husband was getting really creative, and he was able, because he wanted to stay in the game, the first person to drop out, tap out and say, oh, I haven't got nothing to bank, then obviously left, and the last one remaining was the winner. And he was just coming up with all of these different things that he felt really grateful for. And it enabled him, I could see his mood change. So a behaviour that a rich person embodies is being grateful for everything they've got and finding as many opportunities to be happy. Because the thing is, and if you'd listened to not last week's episode, episode 209, I really kicked your ass in that episode. It was absolute tough love. I was just basically saying, you are responsible for exactly where you are, and you are also responsible for the next step. What are you going to do about it? Are you going to have a pity party, or are you going to take action? And a rich mindset, someone who believes they are rich, takes action. They go, right, money is not flowing as easily as I hoped it would this week. I'm going to get curious about that and find a solution. So another behavior that a rich mindset would have is a rich person, a belief that you are rich would be that you are completely solution focused and not living in that fear, not saying, oh God, I've got no money. I've got no money again, which is a lie. When people say they've got no money, that is a fib. You do have money. You choose. And again, this is a behavior for someone who believes they're rich. They say, I have plenty. I have more than enough. And I choose to prioritize my payments, the money I do have on my bills. I don't have to live in this 4-bed lovely big house. I don't have to live here. There's only 3 of us. We could go, well, 5 of us with the animals. We could go and live in a bed sit, and it'll cost a lot less. I also choose to pay extra on my mortgage to clear it early. So, like, it's my choice. Money doesn't flow freely and easily to me in that week. Then why isn't it? Well, I'm not skint. I live in a great big house. And I'm sure you live in a house too. I think it's, and I've said this before, I think it's a great perspective that I have and my husband's. Like, we've worked with street homeless, like people that are rough sleepers. That's no money. Like people with zero that have to eat, like find food from, well, it's not like this anymore. When I first worked with vulnerable adults to nearly 20 years ago, God, I found a thread vein on my nose today. I'd have found a thread vein. I was like, that's it. I'm old. I'm really old now. But let's just by. Anyway, 20 years ago, I was working with rough sleepers, and beyond, I didn't just like, I was working with it for a little while. And back then, there was nowhere to get food, and there were loans that you could get, but then they ended up having to pay them back. And it was just really, really tough for people with no money. Now, especially in our local area, there's like loads of charities. And there's charities across the country that deliver breakfast, lunch, dinner. There's clothes, somewhere for you to wash. Because some rough sleepers are just not able to live in accommodation, especially supported accommodation. So anyway, that's another conversation. But it's definitely easy for me to know I haven't got any money. So when people say I haven't got any money, you can reframe it. A rich person who has a belief, somebody who believes they're rich, says, I'm choosing to prioritize a different way for my money to go. I'm not going to go out. I'm not going to choose to prioritize going out with you. And I'm okay with that. We have to own our choices. Like if you haven't got enough money coming in, what are you doing about it? Don't moan about it. Find a solution. So somebody who believes they're rich finds the solutions to find where their money comes from. Another behavior that somebody who believes they're rich would embody is looking after every single penny. Now, this is, I know this is going to sound a little bit embarrassing, but I see every penny in my bank account, in my purse, in our life as like having a little personality. Like a little person, a little penny with a little personality that needs looking after. A little, like just a little cute penny, okay? And obviously every different coin and money has a different personality, but I feel I owe it to that money, the energy behind that money, to treat it with consideration and I suppose really love that little penny, and ensure that its destination, its final resting place from me, is going to be somewhere decent. Now, me and my husband have this pot of money that we can do whatever we want with. And it's basically to buy kebabs and curry. We do whatever we want with it. It's called the Dream Fund. We book holidays from it. We'll go out for a fancy dinner. We'll go and get a hotel for the sake of it. We're feeding giraffes at Chessington soon in one of the hotels. Like, we love theme parks, me and my husband. So we went to Legoland in October and we're like, we need to up level Jackson's theme park resilience. And then, gradually go around the country up until then, by the time he's old enough to go to Florida, like big enough for the rides, we can like smash it, like you're ready. So we're working our way up anyway. After Legoland, next stop, is Chessington. So that's what we're doing. And I'm feeding giraffes, and like giraffes are one of my favourite animals, and I can't believe I'm going to feed a giraffe, and I didn't know that they did it, and I'm so excited. Oh, I can't stop thinking about these giraffes. Anyway, so when we are frivolous with our money, in those moments, I'm okay with saying, right, that penny with that little personality is going into somebody's pocket. They've made me a kebab. Oh, I loved this kebab. It was so lovely. Or a packet of crisps or a chocolate bar or something, like you just waste money on. I don't buy plastic shit or anything like that. But something that, like, if it's brought me a lot of joy in that moment and afterwards, I have no shame about spending that money. But I don't want to waste money in the sense of, so that's not even wasting money, that's just joy. But thinking about money in a way that, like, am I looking after my pennies? Have I got the best car insurance, for example? Have I got the best mobile phone deal? Have I am I putting the best fuel in the car? Am I with the gas and electric, am I looking after our energy, not only for the world but for our bills? There's loads of simple hacks to reduce your energy supply. What else? Like clothes. When I buy a piece of clothing, I really care for it. Or I buy something from Vinted. Like, this is, most of my stuff is from Vinted. This is from Vinted. This is a Topshop top. So it's not like I buy clothes that aren't, well, I mean, it's Topshop. I mean, there is some crap Topshop. There's some really good Topshop. It's going to last me a few years. And then if I don't want it anymore, I give it away. And I'm like, I don't sell it. Don't sell secondhand clothes. I'm just like, go and make someone else happy in a charity shop. Like, go and have a wonderful life. And again, I feel like these clothes have got like a personality, because I feel like if you've got good energy behind everything that you give out, then you will have good energy, and you have good energy when things receive, then that's just a magnet for more good energy. So why wouldn't people want to be around someone with good energy? Therefore, my business is going to grow because I've got good energy. I look after my money. I look after my energy. I look after all of it because I really care, and I'm grateful for every single penny that's in my life and every single penny that's going out. And I'm just really, really, really fucking grateful. So grateful. And therefore, people are going to want to work with me because they want to learn how to be like that too. And that's the behavior. Somebody who is rich and believes they're rich, their behavior is they care about every penny. No, I'm not being like neurotic. Don't be neurotic about it, but just be like, oh, I love this. And also enjoying that process as a business owner, like, I manage my finances in the house just like I do in the business. So where's the money coming in? Where's it going out? Oh my God, I'm so grateful for all of these amazing things I get to pay for that help me grow the business and my house and keep my son alive and me alive. And I never sit and go, oh my God, have you seen how much that is? Oh my God, I never do that. Ever, 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 ever. Never say I'm skint, nothing like that. So that's another thing. If you want to believe that you are rich, then you want to start looking after your money more carefully and more loving, like really love money. It's just so cute. Just like so cute, like little pennies. Another thing is rich people make money easily, and they do that in different ways. So I've got a task for you. And this one, I'm going live in the Vivid Business Club today about this, because this is an old principle that I used to teach all of the time. And because it's one of the old, like I say old trainings, it's not that old, but it's in our Warrior Workshop library. And so because I recorded it ages ago, it's not like fresh in everybody's minds, but I want everybody to relive these principles. But I'm going to share them with you. There's an exercise that I really encourage people to do, especially my clients, where you write down 25 ideas of how you can make money. Now, I'm definitely at a point with the business that I know what I sell. I 10x your self-belief in 7 steps and help you to overcome your doubt. I'm a doubt and imposter syndrome expert. Fact. Okay, that's who I am. That's what I sell. But how I sell that is different. So where's my product suite? What am I giving out for people? And how can people work with me? Now, this is where I fall short. Because I read this book, The One Thing, and you should all read it, by the way, it's amazing. realised that I was being a bit confusing about what I was actually selling. I've honed that down. I know exactly what I'm selling. I know who I am. My messaging is bang on. But my product, I just seem to have just not created anything that's in my head. And I think that's out of fear. I'm like, absolute honesty now. I've got caught up with fear and busyness. And I've said this before, there's something going on, like I'm dealing with it in life. And I think I've just got sidetracked. Like I have been doing my warrior energy, but not prioritizing it in the same way that I tell everybody else. It's totally normal. I've just had a bit of a dip. And I think that I've took my foot off that part, or not felt worthy enough to prioritize it for myself. That's actually what's happened. Since probably the beginning of December, maybe even middle of November. So as a result, I've had all of these ideas and not recognized I'm actually being fearful about getting them out. Now, if I was my client, I'd be like, okay, come on, babe, what are you scared of? What's going on? Let's microplan the shit out of this and get started. I'm going to hold you accountable. But I'm not my client. I'm me, so I can get away with it. Not anymore, because somebody with a rich who believes they're rich takes action. So what behaviours do I need to put into my daily practice in order for me to believe that I take action as a rich person? One of those is actually getting these ideas off the ground. So today I'm recording this on the 27th of March. I've had this idea of building the Vivid Connection Club for about a year, maybe even 18 months. I've been looking in my local area for a networking group, somewhere where I can make business friends. So be friends with people that know what I'm talking about, have been where I am or been where I'm going, and just know what it's all about. And I haven't found it. I went to one before Christmas, and I thought that it was like, oh, this networking event is going to be completely different. You'll never have going to see anything like this before. And I was like, I have seen this before, and it's all right, but I'm still standing here like a complete knob. Like that, I don't want to go to a networking event feeling a little bit nervous on my own anyway, and then stand like a knob. I want to be welcomed in by the host. Not I want that host. This is what the Vivid Connection Club's going to be. I want to be welcomed in by the host. I want the host to know my name. I don't really want to share my business card. I want to meet somebody that is on the same level and make it easy for me to talk about my life, not just business, right? Because every networking event is, what do you do? No, I actually really want to know what you're watching on Netflix at the moment. Actually, I really want to know what you had for dinner last night. Do you enjoy cooking? Do you watch TikTok? Do you watch TikTok recipes? Have you got a cat, dog, kid? No, actually, I don't even want to know that. I don't. I want to know about you. I want to know what you're watching on TV, what you listen on at music. Do you love Heart Noughties Radio, which is what I'm obsessed with at the moment? What clothes do you love? Like, what value are you looking for in life? What do you enjoy doing? Do you love reading? Do you love writing? Do you love walking? Do you love exercise? Like, where do you exercise? Do you like wine? Do you like gin? Don't you drink? Like, do you love healthy eating? Do you enjoy fasting? What do you do? Who are you? What are you interested in? That's what I want to know. Then at the end, I'll go, so you run a business. Tell me the love story. Tell me where it all began. That's where connections are made. Not, because what happens with me, I go to these events and I end up coaching every single person I meet. And that is fine. That's what I am here to do. But sometimes I just want to be friends with people. I just want to make a friend. I know that's like, and I'm sure there's people out there that are like, yeah, I feel that too. I don't want to just go somewhere and tell people about my business. There's more to my business than my business. So anyway, I'll step off on my little step there because I went off on one, but that's what the Vivid Connection Club's all about. And I want people to feel like they're strutting out of there. Like, crazy in love style. Single ladies, Beyonce strutting with her 6-inch heels out of that venue, to go and make some bloody money and be more visible and be more vivid, your vivid self. That is what this connection club is going to be all about. Networking, part of it. There will inevitably be sales made. You will grow your business from coming to that event. Of course you will, because people are going to trust you, know you, like you, want to give you their money. It's going to be inevitable, but that's not the foundation of it. The foundation is connection. So, oh my God, I'm so excited. I will add, if you are local to Kent and Medway, I will add the show notes, register your interest. If you are watching on Instagram, go to my stories. The link to register your interest is in there. So, Vivid Connection Club, I've been holding back, feeling worried that I was doing too many things. But when you've got connections, when you know that things are going to be okay, when you can see people doing what you want to do or being where you want to go, your self-belief 10x's. You're 10xing your self-belief, surrounding yourself with people of a like mind. So although the Connection Club will be different to what I already offer, I'm still selling the same thing. And to be fair, I'm not going to make much money out of it, because if anyone knows how these events work, I've got to give it to the venue. But it's going to be so magic. Like, it's that energy. That's what helps you to believe in yourself. I've already thought ahead though, because I know there's Vivid Business Club people all over the country, and I feel like I can just franchise this once it gets going. Vivid Connection Club, franchise it. There'll be Vivid Connection Clubs all up and down the country, won't there? Oh my God, I'm so excited. Oh, I'm so excited. And the thing is, what I've been doing is, it's nothing to do with self-belief or doubt or holding myself. It's just been fear of not taking action. And when I believe I'm a rich person, which I am, I know that I can take action and make things work, because my behaviours support that I make money easily. Because I facilitate events and communities where everyone makes money easily. That element of making money shouldn't be hard. It is easy to do when you are your most vivid self, when you show up in your magic, and you actually show up in your magic. Because a rich person is visible. If you believe you are rich, you show up, and you don't show up for anybody else apart from two people. One, the person you're here to support. You're inspired by that client, that customer that needs what you've got. You're inspired, you show up for them. And secondly, you show up for yourself. You have your own back. And I always think, I'm going to show it because it's so, I have this, see on Instagram, there's me as little me on YouTube, me and my sisters. I look at that photo every day, and I encourage you to have a version of you, a photo of you as your younger self, because I'm showing up for her. I'm being the woman who takes action and is visible for the person that I'm here to help and the person I was, because I've got my own back. A rich person, when you believe you're rich, you have your own back and you have boundaries around your energy. That is a key. I think boundaries, that's another podcast in itself. But believing you are rich, the behavior is take action. So if you've got a reel or some kind of Instagram, social media sitting in your drafts and you're worried about posting it, go and post it now. Go and post it now. If you're watching this live, just go and post it immediately. Don't be scared to post something that you've created in the moment, because you know what happens? You feel so good in the moment. You create something. You probably got the rich vibes there. You're like, yeah, I'm a rich person. I can create content in my sleep. Boom, boom, boom. Make it. And then you start doubting yourself. You doubt your ability to post it and what will people think. Well, if you believe you're rich, you don't give a freaking toss. Unless you are that person you are selling to. And I bet you any money, because I'm rich. I believe I'm rich. I bet you any money that the person who is waiting to hear and see that piece of content already wanted to buy from you. You've just convinced them. You've just tipped them over the edge. That's why making money is easy. Because if you're showing up in your most vivid self, your most magic self, talking to the person that really wants your stuff, and you are taking action, because if you believe you're a rich person, you take action, it is inevitable that sales will be made. It's just like when you see you fancy a McDonald's, okay? Do McDonald's shy away from being less visible? No, they're freaking not. They're like subliminal, like, get a McDonald's, even though it's shit for you, get a McDonald's. And then you drive past, you're hungry, you're like, it's literally, you drive past McDonald's, you are automatically hungry, aren't you? That is because they are visible everywhere you go, especially around here, because they believe they're rich and they freaking are. But the guy, if you've ever seen, there's a film documentary about the beginning of McDonald's story. The guy who, and his name was Ray something, I've forgotten his last name. The guy who turned it into a franchise, read the E-Myth book. The E-Myth is such a fantastic book. And I created my organisational structure from that, which, if you want a copy of that, send me a message, by the way, because I've already done the hard work. You can just edit and smash it out. But from the E-Myth, that book shows how McDonald's actually became a franchise. The guy that started that and kick-started it believed he was rich before he was. He knew he had something amazing, but he took action. He wasn't sitting there going, have I got something amazing? I'm not sure. Have I? He was like, no, I do have something amazing. This is a fantastic service product. The way that they, the timers and everything working so well. You need to go and watch the film. It's on Netflix. It was amazing. So he turned up like, I know this is amazing. I'm already rich. I can already see the millions coming in. You need this, to all the people that he was selling the franchise to. I'm going to wind down now. I feel really fired up. I think it's all this Vivid Connection Club stuff. I'm just going to dial it down now. I'm going to wrap up and try to summarize. This is a podcast episode. If you're watching on the live as well, you might want a pen and paper. But what I want you to do, and this might be bespoke to you, it might be that you need to tweak some of these behaviours. But when you believe you're a rich person, what are the behaviours that support that belief? And the examples I went through are: you look after your money, you love money, you are reframe the fact that you are choosing and prioritizing where your money goes to, you are solution focused, you take action. In summary, I did go more than that. When you start embodying and doing those behaviors, you will start to feel confident, and then you will believe you are rich. And remember, being rich is not all about money. You can be rich in freedom, in autonomy. How amazing, if you run your own business, who do you need to ask for time off? Why do you not have 10 weeks booked off in your calendar already? Because I tell you now, I have 14 weeks off a year I book out of my calendar, and it does not impact my business at all. Not at all. So just let you know, rest, a lot of the time doing less is actually doing more. So go and have a look at that. And the reason that's come up is because one of my clients kept juggling school holidays with the kids, and I was like, just have them off. And so now she's going into 2 weeks of the Easter holiday. She's like, God, I can't wait for a break. She's going to come back to the business boom. It's going to be amazing. So just that. I've totally forgotten my thread. I'm wrapping up, aren't I? I've done the behaviours, action. No, I've lost it. That's probably enough. Over half an hour. Well, I want you to tell me how these behaviours are going to weave in. Oh, that's it. How are you rich? Freedom, rich in energy, rich in love, rich in air and sky. You can be rich in hair from your molting cat. You can be rich in music. You can be rich in cutlery. Put the cutlery in the drawer that no one uses. You can be rich in secondhand clothes. You can be rich in recycling. Do you know that's one thing that makes me feel so rich, knowing that I can recycle loads of stuff. I love it. Rich in tins in the cupboard, rich in toilet rolls. You can be rich in so many things. Rich in friends, memories, photos. Don't focus all of your riches into one money basket, but look after that basket as well as all the others. There you go. Right. End of the episode. You got a little extra long one there. If you've got any questions about anything else, let me know. And have you done my quiz yet? Do you know what is holding you back? The link to the quiz are in the show notes. I'd love you to take part in that quiz. Tell me what's holding you back. What are you as a personality? Are you a self-belief seeker, a validation finder, an eternal learner, or a belief boss? And in the quiz, you get to find out your personality and the next steps to further 10x your self-belief. Right, that's me now. I think that's enough. All right, have an amazing day wherever you are.